This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Sup, my fellow YouTubers out there. This is your friend Noel, aka the Big D. Welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm back with another video, a special ranking. Today I'm going to rank Britney Spears' best songs, in my opinion. And I'm doing this to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Baby One More Time, which just hit record shelves 25 years ago today. Okay, everyone, as you can see, I'm wearing my Britney shirt, as you can see. Yes, you had heard me correctly. This former Mouseketeer released her debut album 25 years ago on the now defunct Jive Records, which, of course, now under license at RCA. When I first heard this gal before 1998 was over with, I didn't know who this chick was until I saw her debut on MTV, and let me tell you, it was really something. But I'm getting too far ahead of myself, though. Now, I picked 10 of my favorite songs of hers. Now, as always, this will only be my on singles only, no album tracks, though. Now then, now I will say this is going to be the exact same ranking I used a few years ago when I collabed with Overboy 1992 when we did a ranking of our favorite Britney Spears songs. I had to rewatch that video so this way I'll know what I picked, and I'm still happy with what I've got and what have you. So, anywho, before I get started with this top 10, let me give some honorable mentions. These are songs that did not make my ranking. There's From the Bottom of My Broken Heart, which that's kind of an underrated song, and one of our more mellowed out tunes and what have you. It was fine and what have you. Let's see. Um, 3 is an honorable 3, and My Prerogative cover the Bobby Brown tune. Yeah, that's about all I can find and what have you. Found couldn't find many others though and what have you. So anyway, yeah. Now then, if you're ready, let's start this ranking, people. So on your toes, sit back, relax, and here we go. Number 10, As You Drive Me Crazy. Released as the third single from her debut album Baby One More Time in 1999, written and produced by Max Martin, Per Magnuson, and David Kruger, with additional writing by Jorjan Elefson, if I mispronounce it, I apologize, and remixed by Martin and Rami Yacoub. This song would also be featured in the underrated teen rom-com Drive Me Crazy, which I've reviewed that already. If you haven't seen my review of it, check it out. I'll put that up in the cards you'll see appearing on the top in case you might miss it or if you would like to see it. Or just check it out, okay? Anyway, this got good reviews and what have you. Some praise this song's simple formula and those similarities to Baby One More Time, the title track, which we'll see where that winds up. The song became a top 10 in several countries and what have you. I just think it's just incredible. It follows a simple formula and infuses drums, guitar, and edgy synthesized instruments, including recurring cowbell and what have you. Incredible. Now, however, unfortunately, they had the nerve of putting out the Stop remix, which was fine, what have you. I preferred the original, but let's just let it go. You Drive Me Crazy, I thought was still pretty good though. Number 9 is Stronger. Released as the third single from Oops, I Did It Again, her sophomore album, which we'll see where that song winds up later on. Now, this was written by Max Martin and Rami. Anyway, now this features dance. It's a dance pop, synth pop, and teen pop song featuring self-empowerment lyrics about a girl who is tired of her cheating boyfriend and decides to move on without him. I will say it's pretty good, and I'm going to say it is a good song in my view. Not really the best track on the album, but well, I'll explain more when we get to Upside Down again. Anyway, the song missed the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, but still, it did pretty well. I still remember its vid and what have you. This song is still pretty killer and what have you, though. Um, and another thing was this made it the third time they did a make MTV had made a video of, because the other two songs from Oops I Did Again, the title track and Lucky, which of course that didn't make my ranking because that's way too low and what have you. Anyway, had made the videos. I can't understand why the hell they would go with three videos from at once after each release and what have you. Hell, not even her label mates of those acts that I really didn't care to listen to, the Backstreet Boys or even NSYNC, would even get that after every few well, you get the point, okay? I don't want to really cause controversy or anything like that, but Stronger is good. Number 8 is I'm a Slave for You. Released as the first single from Britney's third album, Britney, in 2001, this was written and produced by Chad Hugo and Pharrell Williams. Now, I am going to say this song was pretty wow. It's a dance pop track with urban pop and R&B influences. The lyrics describes the plea of a young woman to be liberated and feel independent. Oh yeah, I I feel this was a good one. It's become one of the Britster's signature hits and being considered one of the defining songs of the early 2000s. I mean, I can remember everything in this. The choreography in the music video and live performances, especially when she did it on her little concert HBO aired the same year this came out in 2001, which was done in Las Vegas. I must say the finale on that was whoa, really mind blowing. But still, it was pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. But nevertheless, it still did fine, what have you, even though it only went to number 27 on the Hot 100 singles chart. Oh well. I'm a Slave for You. Not bad. I thought it was pretty good. Number 7 is Hold It Against Me. Now, this was released as the first single from her seventh album, Femme Fatale, in 2011. This would be the last song of hers I would even I'd listen to, but because soon I looked away from others, well, from her and others and what have you. And this was even after I lost interest in in you know who. I'm not going to bring up that singer's name. Sorry. Anyway, written and produced by Max Martin along with Dr. Luke and Billboard with additional writing from Bonnie McKee. Luke explained that he wanted this to sound unlike his previous productions. Now, it was originally offered to Katy Perry, but Luke and Martin felt that it didn't suit her. So the Brits released it, and wow, it blends pulsating industrial and dance beats with elements of electro pop and trance. Now, unfortunately, the country duo, the Bellamy Brothers, criticized it for being similar to their 1979 tune, If I Said You Had a Beautiful Body, Would You Hold It Against Me? Well, yes, that's true. I heard about that on country radio, but right even before this came out. And they were sued by the writers for defamation and libel, or how you pronounce it. But the case was dismissed after the duo apologized. McKee stated in an interview that the title was inspired by a discussion she had with Katy Perry about the latter's body. Okay, but still, but unfortunately, it was criticized, well, by some critics for its lyrical content, but that's understandable and why have you. The song would, however, go on to become her fourth number one. I believe her last number one, after three had recently hit the top. Oh well, Holy Against Me is still pretty good. Number six is Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know. Now, this was released as the last single from Oops, I Did It Again. Unfortunately, this song didn't do too well. It never did reach the Hot 100 for certain reasons and why have you. So it only had a little bit where to be played on well, how should I say it, mainstream radio and what, or something like that and what have you. So this would be kind of a big mention to make it, considering it was written by Shania Twain and her, well, then husband at the time, Robert John Mutt Lang and Keith Scott. Lang produced the song. Anyway, this was really something. It speaks of a woman wanting to hear her boyfriend say that he loves her, and it's sonically similar to the song China Girl, which was done by David Bowie. Really something. Anyway, but this song would be well known internationally, though making the second time a song would be bigger internationally instead of the U.S. I'll give well another song for that will also go to Born and Make You Happy from Baby One More Time. But anyway, that only got released internationally, so I'll give you a semi honorable mention. But don't let me be the last to know. It wasn't too bad. Number five is Womanizer. Released as the first single from Britney's sixth album Circus in 2008, despite failing with her previous album before this, Blackout, which of course none of the songs from that album made, but this is a song that easily redeemed herself. It's an up-tempo electropop dance pop song described by Spears as a girl anthem. The song's lyrics recall a womanizing man while the protagonist of the song makes clear she knows who he really is. Now, this is what a guy like me can rely on. Unlike a certain song that would be released the next year by, again, not going to say the name, sorry. This was produced and ran by The Outsiders. This was just a real mind blower. I mean, I liked how this song turned out, and this was awesome. The melody, the hook, and its empowering lyrics, incredible. This song would actually be her first time to reach number one in since her debut, almost a decade. This would go on to be her second number one, and the song broke the record for the highest jump to number one at a time, which the following year would be broken by Kelly Clarkson with My Life Would Suck Without You. But I'm going to save that for a future ranking. I'm thinking about doing Kelly Clarkson later on. But Womanizer, pretty pumped up tune and what have you. Its video is extremely hot. Enough said. Next song. Number four is Sometimes. Released as the second single from Baby One More Time and written by Jorgen Olofsson, which was produced by that person along with Per Magnus and David Kruger. This is a bubblegum pop ballad that alludes to a relationship where a shy girl is reserved on expressing feelings to her lover. I am going to say I loved this song when I first saw it and what have you. It was just so incredible. It is a shame, though, it only reached number 21 the Hot 100. Oh well, but it still did well on the mainstream radio airplay chart. If I remember correctly, yes. But even so, its music video is still pretty good and what have you. I really do think it's a good song. But from my point of view, I do say it's among one of the best, more mellowed out tunes that Britney put out. But I think my favorite mellowed out tune of hers has got to be When Your Eyes Say It from Oops, I Did Again. Shame that wasn't released as a single, given the fact it was written by Diane Warren after she had recently wrote a couple of songs for the debut album by Britzer's former Mouseketeer colleague and, well, little competitor, Christina Aguilera. And of course, she wrote songs for other artists, but, well, let's not get into that, though. But back to Sometimes. A good song, I do love it. Just still one great song. Number three is Toxic. Released as the second single from her fourth album, In the Zone, in 2003. Now, this is the only song from this album that made it. Now, this was written and produced by Bloodshine and Avant, with additional writing from Kathy Dennis and Henrik Jumbeck. Now, originally this was offered to Kylie Minogue for her Body Language album, but she turned it down. Oh well, but she did put some good songs on that, even though I never did get the album. But anyway, this is a dance pop and techno pop song with elements of South Asian music. It's incredible and what have you. I thought it was incredible. Its lyrics draw an extended metaphor of a lover as a dangerous and addictive drug. This song was killer and what have you. I still remember watching this and what have you for the music video. Unfortunately, after the halftime controversy at the Super Bowl, that right about the same time, the video was seemed too racy for MTV and was moved to the late night program, which that was a shame though. So I just knew I had to see that video again, and that's why I got her music video collection. I only had it for a short time, and I gave it away. But even so, I do have fond memories of it though. It also had an appearance from if I remember correctly, Marian Henderson, I think it was. Let me see. Um, yeah, who had recently appeared in movies like The Ring and also the underrated motorcycle film Torque, which was directed by the same guy who directed this video, Joseph Kahn. Anyway, Toxic is pretty killer in my view. I flippin' love this song, and that's no lie. Number two is Upside Again. Now, this, of course, is the title track of her sophomore album, released in 2000, and written and produced by Max Martin and Rami Yacoub. That's Rami's last name. The lyrics refer to a woman who views love as a game, and she decides to use that to her advantage by playing with the emotions of a boy who likes her. Incredible. I still remember the music video for that. That video got played so much on MTV, and also Much Music and what have you. I really loved it and what have you. But all that's the song kind of turns me on, which is why I try to refrain from listening to it. I prefer to hear maybe some of Britney's songs alone and what have you, because this one really turns me on. Now, let me see now if I can remember, but I'm not really sure and what have you. I really liked how the video starts out when we see a brief scene of um astronaut on Mars uncovering a stone slate featuring the cover art for the album. Scientists back on Earth's like, cute, what is it? Astronaut replies, oh, it's cute, alright. It couldn't be. And the ground begins to shake, and a large stage rises from the ground. Yeah. And scientists like Mars lander, what's going on up there? Something like that. It's been years since I last saw the video. And yeah, you see Britzer with her long straight hair and innocence from platform, the red bodysuit, and all that jazz. And when it gets to the bridge of the song, the astronaut gives the astronaut and what have you. Looks like the heart of the ocean. Of course, the blue diamond from Titanic. And so apparently, yeah, Brittany's like, wait a minute, isn't this It's like, yeah, it is. It's like, but I thought the old lady dropped in the ocean in the end. Well, baby, I got it for you. No, you shouldn't have. Oh man, never grows old. That part, and what have you? Oops, I did again. Classic, and what have you? But there is one song that I consider to be the best of hers. Number one is Baby One More Time, the title track of her debut album. Now, this was released in September 98 before the album was released in January of the following year. Now, the video was directed by Nigel Dick, who had directed several of Britney's early videos, including Oops, I Did It Again. Anyway, this song would be a big one. I still remember that music video where Spears is a high school student who starts to sing and dance around the school while watching her love interest from afar. Yeah, incredible, huh, folks? Yeah, I bet. Now, actually, I will tell you this that I learned this after watching the music video several times. It was shot at Venice High School, which was the same school they used for Rydell High in the Grease movie in 1978. After hearing the song on radio numerous times, I never knew who this chick was until I heard the name mentioned by the DJ, or maybe it was Casey Kasem on its radio show, American Top 40 at the time. Or no, wait, or was it Casey's Top 40? I think that's what it still was before it returned to American Top 40. Oh dear, I can't remember. That was a long time ago. But when I first heard this song, I was blown by it, and I just knew I think I found myself the perfect high. Sorry, so I got. And that unfortunately kind of drew me away from the young country girls I was listening to at the time, like Leanne Rimes, Lila McCann, and Jessica Andrews. But nevertheless, I still stay true of fan to theirs. But Britney, with Baby One More Time, I freaking love this. This song is totally awesome, and that's no lie. Shoot. Um, yeah, Max Martin wrote the song, produced by him and Raimi. This song became a monster hit and became one of the biggest selling singles by female artists, going to sell like over 10 million copies worldwide. It's so went quintuple platinum here in the US. The Baby One More Time album easily remains probably one of the biggest selling albums by a female artist, going on to sell a lot of copies. Like, oh, I don't know. It's hard to explain and what have you. To be honest, yeah, it went on to sell 25. The album went on to sell 25 million copies worldwide, including 14 million here in the US alone. Of course, that being diamond platinum. But boy, oh boy, if I have heard this song, I wouldn't have gotten to know who Britney Spears was. Because to be honest, I didn't have the Disney Channel, so henceforth I couldn't see the Mickey Mouse Club. End of story. Enough said. Goodbye. The end. All right. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm getting too. Oh, my bad. So anyway, yeah. Oh yeah, and even during my time with Britney, I had more of her up than Christina. I only see in my old place. I had one Christina poster, but two with Britney though. One from her Maybe One More Time years, the other being the cover of Oops, I Did It Again. Man, I couldn't live without hearing this. I don't really listen to Britney as much as before. I'm not sure where if she'll be coming back to the music environment or not, but if she does, well, I wish her the best of luck. Because to be honest, let me see here. Oops, wrong. Wrong. Yeah, because it's been over 7 years, almost 7.5 years since the release of her last album, Glory. Anyway, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, Britney Spears. These were my favorites of hers, and I still will listen to them if I decide to go back and listen to some of these. So there you have it. That's my favorite Britney Spears songs ranking. If you like, what did you think? What's your favorite Britney Spears song of all time? You can leave me your top 3 or your top 5, or you can give me your top 10 if you want, and leave them for me in the comments section below. If you like the video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time for my Saturday morning TV log on Devlin from 1974. So if you like this, consider checking out these other vids. You can check out my first 2 parts of the Madonna songs ranking. I still have yet to work on the third one. I know I said I'd do it, but it's going to be tough though. So I humbly apologize if this takes a long time. You can check out the first part of my Madonna songs ranking in the upper left hand corner. The upper right hand corner is the second half of the ranking, which the first part's her 80s songs and the second part's her 90s. Or if you like more Britney, go to the bottom left hand corner and see my review of the film Crossroads, which she starred in. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.